We are so lucky to have this time window to talk to her, and Ernest White II is going to squeeze everything out of her to get her experience here. Enjoy, it's your stage.
All right, thank you so much. Hi everyone again, welcome to AfroCannes 2025. We're very happy to be here at the Villa des Ministres in Cannes at the invitation of the wonderful Prudence Golong and Yanib, and with the help of all the amazing crew that we've got here. My caffeine is still taking effect right now, so you may see me blink or glitch a little bit. Please don't take that as disinterest.
I haven't even had any.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. We can fix that. But thank you for being here as well. We are very excited to talk to an amazing array of producers, visual storytellers that are representing the diaspora in all around the world. And you are one of those people. Please tell us a bit more about what's the project that you're most passionate about right now.
Oh, that's a good question. So I had a film, The Fisherman, which is a comedy fantasy that premiered at Venice Film Festival last year. And we're currently kind of running in festivals and going out into distribution. So I guess I'm still passionate about that one. I still love that film. It's so funny. I love watching it anytime it gets a chance to be shown. It's going up next at ABFF, American Black Film Festival. And then I'm also passionate about new projects that I'm trying to birth art babies, I guess, into the world. And so that's kind of my mix right now.
Well, that's beautiful. I think the thing is, we have to be passionate about these things because I can only speak for myself, but there's nothing else I can think about other than the stories that are asking to be born through me. And, we have kind of committed to the creation. We've decided that we are going to somehow figure out how to connect with the resources and other elements that are required to bring these things into the world, not just have them as part of our imaginations. And so speaking of imagination and the magical reel, please tell us how The Fisherman kind of adds to that that global energy of dream.
Oh yeah, it's very much well, as I said, it's a comedy fantasy about a traditional Ghanaian fisherman who goes out to sea one day and he's forced into retirement, and then he partners with a bougie talking fish, and it sends them on this crazy adventure where he gets to grow and kind of it's a coming of old age story, where he gets to chase his dead dream, and you get to kind of watch as dreams change and dreams manifest, and at the same time, we get the younger generation as well, and where their dreams are. And so the whole thing is kind of exploring dreams and the manifestation of those or the deferment of those.
Well, why do you feel like you were the person kind of chosen to bring this forth into the world?
Yes, I don't exactly know, but I was born in the U.S., but when I was younger, I also lived in Quetta, which is a little fishing village in the Volta region of Ghana. And when I was there, everyone would have to pull in the nets in the town to help get them in at the end of the day. And I was always kind of curious, like maybe something interesting would come from those nets and like break up the monotony of daily life. And then one day it just I also noticed the coastline was being eroded, which was affecting the kind of coastal communities. And I thought, what if a fish were to come and be the messenger of that for this guy who kind of had this mental break and like needed this assistance for a while.
I think that's amazing just in how you automatically kind of attune to the magical quality of this message being delivered by a fish, and do you feel like we as Black people, through our various states of existence around the world, are uniquely suited to tap into magical qualities of storytelling in that way?
Yes, I think. Well, I don't know. I can't speak for others, but I think.
Sure.
I think that one thing that I've always been given a permission is I've always been told I'm very weird from a child through adulthood, but it was never kind of said as like a bad thing. It was like a curiosity to people being like, oh, you're odd. But I was always given permission by my community to tell my stories by either them listening to me or telling them that my stories are valid or showing up to watch my stupid little sketches when I was a kid and putting things up at talent shows or whatever it was, even no money, but people were like, you should keep going in this. you're weird, but you should keep going in this. So I felt always encouraged that there was a place for my voice in the world, even though I wasn't seeing that reflected back at me yet. I just felt like I could put it out there.
I think that's amazing that you were able to receive community support, even in things that weren't necessarily understood by the community. In my case, like you said, only speaking from personal experience, I too was the oddball. But I had parents who were educators, so they kind of encouraged it just by giving me books, giving me more knowledge. And so my peers may have found that to be, strange, but at the same time, I had elders who were like, no, there's something there that we feel like can turn into something, can grow.
Yeah.
And so talking about some of the other projects that you may have coming down the pipeline, can you tease a few of them for us this morning?
I mean, yeah, so I'm taking a TV show out. It's a half-hour comedy, so we've attached producers and an amazing co-showrunner and a studio, and now we're about to go to buyers, so fingers crossed. And that's just a comedy that takes place on the continent, and so I'm so excited for that. I'm so excited that we're finally going to buyers with that one, because I've been developing it for a long time. And then I have some films that I'm here trying to attach, different production companies or producers or money to, that hopefully if we were to get, then we can just start making those.
Sure, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's the beautiful thing about being here at Cannes. Those are the types of people who are just roaming around, the folks that you can connect with and can bring to you whatever resource you're needing.
Yes.
When it comes to folks around the world, people in the United States and other locations that would be interested in finding your work, where can people see things right now?
Well, I also, in the US, I wrote and directed television, so I've had some TV shows that are on different networks that I've either written on or directed, so you can kind of follow those. You can follow me on Instagram at Zoey Martinson. That's just it.
Okay.
At Zoey Martinson. I do have a website.com,
sure.
I guess, but that's maybe the best way to kind of see the work, and then you can say, oh, she did that.
What are some of the shows that you've done up to now?
I directed on Z-Way, which is on Showtime.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, very funny show. Z-Way is so brilliant. And then I was writer on Betty, which is on HBO. Max. HBO Max.
Yes, the renaming. Yes.
And then I have one of my favorites is this episode of Bite Size Halloween. It's on Hulu, Disney Plus, and it's episode 6, season 2, and I wrote and directed that, and it's I love that one. I'm trying to turn it into a full feature because it's just a short episode, but oh man, that one's one of my favorite. It's a horror kind of comedy, but I love that one.
I appreciate that most of the stories that you've been telling up to now have been comedies. And why do you think you're drawn to humor and to joy?
That's I think part of it is that I do very grounded comedies, and as a playwright, which I started in, I always had magic realism, but I think comedy comes from our greatest tragedies. And so I'm actually really interested in that line, and that when we tip a little bit this way, it's funny, but when we tip a little bit this way, it's absolutely gutting. And I love for people to be able to feel like they see themselves in both of those spaces. And then also my environment that I grew up in was oftentimes maybe a little rough or a little hard, but the people always found joy in that space. And so that's just what I was kind of brought up in, is like finding funny in things that are tough, and I think that's where my voice is kind of stems from.
Oh, it's beautiful and relatable. Last question: what advice would you give younger Zoey?
Younger Zoey, I would say let your curiosity outweigh your fear, and just keep asking questions.
All right. Zoey Martinson, thank you so much for being here. Everybody, what a wonderful interview. Thank you. And we're happy that you were here telling your stories, committing to the creation. And I'm excited about the resources that you're about to find out here at Cannes.
Fingers crossed.
So, all right. Thanks, everybody.